and welcome back to Doz's Television Workshop, where today I'm going to be repairing this Vogel multimeter, which belongs to my friend Crispin. Hello, Crispin. Yeah, it's been attacked a bit by his dog, but that's not the fault. It has a rechargeable battery in it that isn't recharging. It's also, you can see on the top here, it's got a little solar cell. And in fact, if I do hold this up to the light, I can see the sort of backlight here lights up green. So taking it is charging from the solar cell. Also, it has this, which is it's a USB lead. And you attach that to the DC voltage in. And whilst it's off, give it 5 volts, and it's supposed to charge from USB like that. However, it doesn't. But let me just obtain some USB power. There we go, a USB block there. Stick that in the wall. So if we plug that in, it's not lighting the backlight up at green, but if we switch it on, Crispin told me it measured 5 volts. That's not 5 volts. Select for DC. Now it's AC. Battery symbol's on already, and I suspect it'll die any second. Right. So, I'm wondering if we've actually got 5 volts on there. He told me it measured 5 volts there. It is possible my USB supply is duff, although I doubt it. There's no power there. Let's just try a different USB plug just in case. I'll use this little iPhone one. Well, Crispin, mate, that's your fault, isn't it? That is useless. Right, so what we need to do is make a sort of new lead up for this, because that one isn't any good. Is this going to be the world's quickest repair? Who knows? What I need is a bit of a gas USB lead that I can set. That is the only one in there, isn't it? It is. So what happens if I put 5 volts on a set of meter probes, connect it to the workshop power supply? Let's do that. Set the workshop power supply for 5 volts. There we are. Let us connect this up and see if that works. Power supply is on, and it is drawing. No current. Oh no, there we go. It's drawing 0.5 amp. Is that all it is? The duff USB lead? Well, that'll be a thing, won't it? So I need to fabricate a new one of those. Let's leave that for a little while and see if it actually charges up.
Later that same evening.
We must have a defective battery, surely. Apparently it doesn't charge under the solar either. You can see it lighting up green now, look. See that? But apparently it doesn't charge off the solar. In fact, that's how it got eaten by the dog. So I need to get the rubber case off. Okay. Now the battery is in fact in this little battery compartment, I think. Let's whip that apart. I've just realised that socket strip where I plug my USB power supply in is switched off. Now I've got to make a load of work for myself. Right, so we've got nickel metal hydride. 3.6 volts. Good lord. I suspect that'll be finished then. You'd expect it to have a LiPo in this day and age, wouldn't you? Mind you, I don't know how old this unit is. Okay. That's the battery disconnected. Let's just see how many volts we've got across our battery. 3.3 volts. Okay. So let's just disconnect the solar. It's in charge, so I've still got 5 volts on that lead there. So let me pop that back into the meter so it charges, and see if we're actually getting any voltage across our charger outlet. 1.7 volts. It needs to see a load. Look, if I put my fingers across it, the voltage rises. What a strange arrangement. I wonder if we can just load test this battery into something for a while. How many... Load test the battery. Should we use the load tester? That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? I'm just going to put a charge into the battery, I think. I'm just going to snick the connector off. Charge the battery for a few minutes until we're looking good. So it's 300 milliamp hours. So we can charge at 30 milliamps.
Eventually.
Right, that's been on charge overnight. So I'm just going to disconnect it. Connect it to the A-torch load tester. There we go. I'm showing 4.2 volts, which is very high actually, but it's just a second come off charge, so it wasn't warm or anything. Let me zoom in on that so you can sort of see the display of it. And I'm just going to hit the start button and we'll leave that going. Right, well, I've had the battery on charge for a little while. You notice I've changed meter, and the irony of it is the battery's gone flat in the other one. So, yeah, I've switched to my older Fluke. Nothing wrong with it. Perfectly good instrument. But the good news is it's managing to charge it up quite nicely. It's been on for a couple of hours now. So I'm just going to switch the supply off. So it's no longer on charge. Let's switch the meter on. We should watch this voltage fall a little bit. Meter's working, but yeah, that's falling a bit quicker than I'd like, really. And I think what's happened is this battery has gone very flat in its time. We've cycled it a few times and that's given it a bit of a boost, but yeah, it's well on its way. Yeah, we've got a battery symbol up now, so I've no doubt in a couple of seconds that meter will just power down at 2.5 volts. That's too low, really. Yeah, there it goes. It's rapidly falling off. So what I've done is I can't seem to find this sort of triangular stack of batteries anywhere. And I haven't got a battery tag welder. So, yeah. What I've done is I've found a little, one of those ones for a portable decked type cordless phone on Amazon. I've ordered it. That'll be here tomorrow. Let's see if we can't fit that in the hole available. and move on in life. Right, so I've got another battery here. This is a Motorola MBP36. Struggled to find something that was going to be sort of physically the right size. I think this may be a little bit too big, but well, if we have to make a modification to the case or whatever, we have to. This is the one with the smaller connector, because it looks about similar to the one we've got. That doesn't mean to say, of course, it's the right way round, but we can check that. Yeah, it's the right sort of connector, but look at that, the polarity's round the wrong way. We should be able to just unpin that and swap them round with a bit of luck. Swapped that round. So what I'm going to do, let's see if that connector is the same. Looks the same. Oh, well, we have life. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave the meter running and see how long it goes for, and then attempt to charge this battery up and see how we get on. Right, pop back in a bit. Right, it's been on charge for about 20 minutes or so, and yeah, the voltage is moving up. We're on 3.6 volts already, so that's working. So that's good. I think we can stop that process. So what I've got to do now is get this battery into the case, because it's somewhat larger than the old one. I'm just going to switch the charger off, disconnect that, pull the battery out for a moment, and plug the solar panel back in. Positive is that side. It's all marked on the board very nicely, it must be said. Tuck that in there, and then somehow we've got to get this battery back in there, and I'm not sure it's quite gonna fit. But at least this battery seems quite common, so if it ever happens again, Crispin can get another easily enough. Oh, it's close, but no cigar. We've got to make that fit in there. I wonder, just pull the case back off again. I wonder if I just warm the side of it up and push it out slightly. Well, it's a thing, isn't it? Let's do that. Bit of hot air, I think. I think we might just be there. Let's see if we can get the battery compartment lid back on. That's pretty good, and it also has the added bonus, it will no longer be rattling around in there like it was previously. Check the solar thing sort of works. Can we see that lighting up? We can, that's good. Put it back in the rubber doohickey. And that's it. Nice simple repair. Here on a Wednesday, I think, on Dozzy's Television Workshop. Thanks very much for watching. Click like, subscribe, do all that rubbish, and I'll see you on the weekend. Cheers now. Bye.